going to create several videos. I've created a couple using rollers and long-held yin shapes, and they're very much informal and instructional, so the hope is that you'll watch them, try this stuff on at home, and then ask me questions, or if you're close by, we can do a private session to talk about things that are interesting to you. But mostly what I want these videos to be is a way for you to be able to access some form of movement, breathing, and self-care practice at home, so you don't feel like you have to always go out to a yoga class or to the gym. You can actually just find time and space in your own living room. So that's why I'm informally set up in my own living room. So preliminarily, what I have at my house has been sort of accumulated over time, but you can get these things from around your house without having the official equipment. So like a long strap, you could use a towel or a strap from a robe to replace this tool. The strap can be used in a number of ways to access shapes differently. The blocks are really helpful and useful for lots of things. If you want to sit on the floor more often, sitting on the floor is very healthy for our body, and so the more we can sit on the floor, the healthier our entire spine and pelvis and legs are. So using blocks when we sit on the floor can be really helpful to just sort of have a constant practice of coming back to what's natural and neutral posture. So that will help lots of things in our life, including our health. And I always have two of them, so we'll use these in the videos. And if you don't have blocks, you can use something like really thick books or anything you can sort of grab from your house that's bricks that are like a block, where you can get just a little bit elevated, or use them to prop up if you need help in any one of the places. And then a blanket. We use these sort of wool blankets, these Mexican blankets, because they're really nice and spongy and cushiony, and can also fold neatly and hold their form so they don't sort of get too soft. You can actually use them and stabilize with them. So that's why we choose these sort of wool blankets. And then there's so many other things you could have. I've got this cushion behind me that is also, it's a meditation cushion, but it can also be used to prop up the hips like a block, just a little bit softer of a cushion. So lots of these sort of tools are accessible very cheaply online or at a store. I'd recommend, if you're going to do a home practice, absolutely have props, have something, because it just makes it a lot more comfortable. It helps you to feel like you can access certain things and breathe in them better. I know a lot of times props are looked at as sort of a weakness, but I really want to kind of hammer home that props help you feel the shape in the way it's supposed to be felt. There aren't many things that are supposed to be, but one of the things you're always supposed to feel is comfortable breathing. So if you're ever uncomfortable breathing, using a prop can help you breathe a little easier, and then the shape is a little easier. So those are just sort of some home fundamentals. Breath is super important, using props, and going really slowly. So in these videos, I'll take you through at a particular pace, and you can always go faster, speed them up, add more things, repetitions or variations, or you can go slower and pause when I'm doing something and set a little timer for yourself and stay there a little bit longer, and then come back to whatever sequence is happening. So today, I'm just going to do a 10-minute practice that you could do at home every single day, and it would sort of cover all your bases to help you feel really good in your body, and it's sort of a recharge. It helps you feel calm, but at the same time a little bit more alert. So really great thing to do even on the lunch break, at the end of your day, if you don't think you can get a workout in, first thing in the morning when you get out of bed. So this is one that's sort of widely transferable for most of our bodies. Let's begin. So we'll start by having both blocks at the front of the mat, or two supports, whatever you've got, and we'll start by lying on the floor. We'll take our blanket and fold it so that it's first long ways, and then one time in half, and then another time in half. so that you have this long blanket. And we'll put the folded edges down, so you have this sort of clean surface here. And then I'm going to sit down right in front of the blanket, put the bottoms of my feet together, take my two little props, and as I lie back, I can prop up my knees if I'm feeling a little strain in the groin. And then I'm just going to lie back. So if you feel like your head is hanging too far off in space, just tuck the chin, gently pull the back of the skull so that you get a little bit more double chin, and then lie back down. So we're wanting a little bit of compression in here to kind of work our lymphatic system a little bit. We're opening up the groins, sort of shortening the outer hips here just to let them soften and compress a little bit. And we're letting the palms be up, rolling the shoulders open, broad. And then this is a shape that we will open with today because it allows us to be open in the heart, open in the belly, open in the hips, open in the hands, because we just want to start with a place of receptivity and acceptance. So we'll just be here for a few minutes breathing and noticing what it feels like to be here. Good, bad, neutral, and what's interesting about it. For me, I have one side that has sensation and one side that doesn't in my hips. And when you're arriving in your first yoga shape, you'll just want to just remember each time you can to come back to the breath. So each time you feel distracted by a thought or bored, just come back to inhale and exhale. Present moment, felt experience in the body and in the breath. Five more breaths lying back here. Feel free to stay any longer if you'd like, or cut this short, but I'm going to begin to move my hands, stretch my arms out, getting long in the side bodies of my ribs and hips. And then just take a big stretch like you just woke up. Take the outsides and the knees, draw them together, and just very gently take the knees side to side like windshield wipers. And then if you can reach them, remove the blocks, set them aside, and gently roll onto one side of the body. Brace yourself with your arms and pressing up. And then slide your blanket out of the way so it's down on the floor, and have a strap, a robe tie, or a towel available. And we'll lie flat on the back, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. And we're going to gently take the big ball mounds of the toes in the strap of the right foot. And so once we get this right foot hooked, bend in the knee deeper than you think you have to, and then thrust through the heel, reach it to the ceiling. And notice that your arms are straight. So the hands walk up as high as they can go, elbows are straight, and then shoulders can rest back, letting gravity do most of the work. So most of the effort's happening in the fingers as they clasp the fabric. Great, so shoulders are relaxed, reaching through the heel, and then just as you can, the knee starts to straighten as you extend from the sit bone through the heel. And then you might begin to straighten the left leg, slowly walking that heel out, reaching it forward. And if it feels like too much, you can always come back a smidge or all the way. But we're going to find active heel on left and right legs, so almost like an upside down splits. Reaching through, big toe mound of left toe, and then reaching through the heel of the right leg, finding inner groin on left leg and the back of leg on right leg. 3 more breaths. See if you can reach the right sit bone away from the body. Lengthening right waist. 2 more breaths. And then gently bend the knee. Start to draw it back in toward the chest, bending left knee, draw it in. Unhook the right foot, and then replace it. So you can take a couple fidgets at middle when you get to done with one side, and then come to the other side. So the strap or fabric comes around the ball mounds of the left foot, left toes. Arms are straight, hands are clasped up high on the fabric, and the shoulders are resting down and back, so you can rest easy in the shoulders. And then bent left knee, reach through the left heel, and then play with reaching left heel up, left sit bone out away from the body, lengthening the left waist, and maybe adding right leg extending out. And you just get to play here as long as you like with this opposing action of extending through inner groin and big toe mound of right foot. Inner groin, big toe mound. And then you get to play with reaching from sit bone up through the heel on left leg. Three more breaths. Gently bending the knee, undoing the strap. Take the strap to the side. Hug the knees toward the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe pull all the way in and tuck the nose in. Yeah. And then roll side to side with the knees coming in and out and around to the sides. Great. And then rock and roll. We'll start to come up. If this doesn't feel comfortable, just roll to one side of the body and gently press up. And then once we get up, we're going to come to all fours, finding tabletop. So this is where we might use our blanket again underneath the knees if there's any sensitivity. I just love having this blanket under here. So my knees are under my hips, my wrists are underneath my shoulders, my fingers are spread wide. So get the thumb and the pinky finger as far away from one another as you can.